Ma me fana say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Good morning again, everybody. It's an honor to introduce our keynote speaker, John Dramani Mahama, a distinguished leader in Ghanaian politics. Born in 1958 in Domingo, Ghana, Mahama's journey in politics and public service began with a strong sense of responsibility to his community. He earned a degree in history from the University of Ghana and later pursued a graduate studies in communication in Moscow, setting the stage for his political career. Mahama's political ascent began in the 1990s when he served as an information officer at the Embassy of Japan in Accra. He later became a respected member of the National Democratic Congress and served in various ministerial roles, including Minister of Communication and Minister of Foreign Affairs. In 2012, he assumed the presidency, and during his tenure, he championed education, healthcare, and infrastructure development, notably launching the free senior high school program. His commitment extended beyond Ghana's borders as he chaired the economic community of West African states, playing a pivotal role in addressing regional political crises and promoting stability. Though his presidency ended in 2017, Mahama remained an influential figure in Ghanaian politics. In 2020, he ran for re-election as the NDC's presidential candidate, emphasizing his enduring dedication to public service. As a statesman, politician, and advocate for development, John Mahama's legacy continues to shape Ghana's history. We look forward to his insights as the keynote speaker, drawing upon his wealth of experience and commitment to improving lives in Ghana and across the African continent. Please join me in welcoming John Dramani Mahama to the stage.
Thank you very much, my nephews and nieces. Well, for those of you who are not in the little holding room with us, we had a little meeting. And I have a young student there from New Brunswick who called me Uncle John. And after that, everybody who had the chance to speak referred to me as Uncle John. And so you all are my nephews and nieces. Thank you very much. Good morning. And I guess this is the best time to talk after everybody has had a sumptuous breakfast. I'll just go straight into the paper I have to present. And I'd just like to say that most of the examples and the experiences I talk about come from Africa because naturally that's where I grew up and have lived all my life. So let me first thank the organizers for the honor of inviting me to the prestigious Black Business Initiative Forum and giving the platform to share some of my thoughts with you. Platforms like this provide incentives for sharing ideas and promoting constructive engagement which can shape the narratives on a wide range of subjects. Entrepreneurship has truly changed the world as we know it. The dizzying pace of progress mankind has made in the past few decades can be attributed to the daring individuals who acted on their innovative ideas, even if they appeared disruptive or unconventional. These courageous individuals challenged the status quo and delivered new products, services, or values that improved our lives significantly. It is no exaggeration to say that their contributions have been instrumental in advancing humanity to where we are today. From the convenience offered by today's sleek electronic gadgets to the deployment of artificial intelligence and through the endless connectivity and interface offered by the new media, there can be no denying that life as we know it will never be the same again. By making our lives better and more convenient, Those who offer these revolutionary changes create and earn economic value, create jobs, and in that process transform their communities. Entrepreneurship, therefore, provides a promising opportunity not only to improve living conditions, but also to address some of the most persistent challenges faced by economies across the globe, particularly in developing nations, and especially in Africa, I dare say. I trust that you will pardon me for the focus on the developing world, especially Africa. I emphasize developing countries in Africa because we have quite peculiar challenges that require urgent resolution. Though a keen follower of global events and history, I'm African after all, so I have more familiarity with the continent. Also, being one of the contemporary African leaders, I'm quite passionate about the problems hobbling the progress of our continent and therefore seek ways to unshackle our potential. And one such major challenge facing Africa is what we call the youth bulge. Globally, the youth population is estimated at 1.5 billion. Of the 620 million that are deemed employable, 90% of this live in developing countries. And in my own country, Ghana, the term youth refers to young people typically between the ages of 15 and 35. Ours is a relatively young population with almost 60% of them under the age of 35. The share of young people not in employment, education, or training constituted about 23.7% of the population as of 2022, which translates into approximately 2.5 million young people in a population of 29 million. On the one hand, and in an ideal sense, a youth bulge or a fast-growing youth population should offer hope by way of a demographic dividend, which simply assumes that millions of energetic and intelligent young people should have their potential harnessed in order to catalyze rapid socio-economic growth. The reality in Africa, however, is that this dividend is not readily in sight. Indeed, the youth bulge in Africa is potentially a time bomb in which the African youth are increasingly becoming frustrated in the face of dwindling opportunities for self-advancement. A little over a decade ago, it was such frustration that caused the explosion of the Arab Spring, which started with a horrifying but desperate act of self-immolation by Mohamed Bouazizi in Tunisia. The unavoidable sparks from this act lit an inferno that engulfed nearly the entire of North Africa and led to seismic shifts in the leadership architecture of that region. There can be no clearer cautionary tale than this on what could happen if the frustrations of our young people in Africa are not addressed in the short term. The youth of Africa comprise over 45% of the population of approximately 1.2 billion people, and they are in search of opportunities to achieve their aspirations and be able to live a decent and dignified life. There has been as much discourse around the subject as there have been efforts in trying to address it. Numerous initiatives such as the targets set by the UN Sustainable Development Goals and the Youth Charter under the African Union have been put forth to try to address the pressing issues faced by young people on the continent. And these include lack of education and skills, high unemployment rates, drug abuse, extremism, and resorting to crime to survive. Despite these well-intentioned efforts, the youth bulge continues to pose a significant and growing threat to our societies. Robert H. Schuller put it succinctly when he observed that problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines. There is hope that we can turn this grim situation around if only we look closely at the solutions that stare us in the face and work to activate them. Entrepreneurship offers an outlet for unleashing the potential of our young people and promoting economic growth. Encouraging and developing the entrepreneurial skills of young people can set them on a path to make a positive impact on the world. By empowering them to follow their passion and dreams, they can play a significant role in boosting the global economy. First of all, youthful entrepreneurs bring fresh ideas and innovation to the table. Today's youth are not afraid to think outside the box, and they come up with new solutions to existing problems, which is precisely what entrepreneurship is all about. This creativity and innovation that bursts forth can lead to the development of groundbreaking products and services that drive economic growth. Moreover, and perhaps more importantly, youth entrepreneurship can turn today's job seekers into tomorrow's job creators. When young people start their own businesses, they often hire other young people, providing them with employment opportunities and a chance to gain valuable skills and experience. This not only reduces youth unemployment, but also contributes to the overall economic development of any country. Thankfully, there are thriving and ultra-successful examples that young people can look up to and observe what can be achieved if they set their wonderful minds to achieving and building something for themselves. Many of the world's most successful companies, and we always cite Meta, Apple, and Google, were formed by young entrepreneurs who dared to think differently. Youth entrepreneurship also plays a significant role in cultivating a culture of entrepreneurship and risk-taking. When young individuals witness their peers achieving success in business, it motivates them to embark on their own entrepreneurial journeys. This creates a ripple effect, encouraging more young people to take the leap and become entrepreneurs, contributing to the development of a more dynamic and prosperous economy. Young entrepreneurs offer other young people a chance to develop a range of skills, including leadership, problem solving, communications, and financial management. Starting a business requires individuals to take on different roles and responsibilities, which promotes a diverse set of skills. Moreover, young business people can also be a powerful tool for addressing critical social and environmental challenges. Indeed, young entrepreneurship is a powerful force that drives positive change and makes a difference in our world. As I indicated earlier, the youth make up a significant proportion of the population, especially on our continent. This large youth population can be seen as a valuable human capital resource that can drive economic growth through their skills, creativity, and innovation. The efforts to create employment opportunities for young people can lead to increased economic development. High levels of youth unemployment often result in social instability and unrest, and as we have often seen, can lead to crisis. By providing avenues for youth to engage in productive economic activities, governments can promote social stability and inclusion. It is easy to wax lyrical about the potential of young entrepreneurs, but the challenge has often been how to translate the talk into action, which can achieve results. It may seem a daunting task at first glance. These notwithstanding, there are unique opportunities and incentives that can quicken the step towards entrepreneurship. Today's youth have many advantages and tools to tap into which did not exist in times past, in our time. Many traditional barriers that stood in the way of yesterday's entrepreneurs no longer exist. For instance, the availability of information at the click of a button and the knowledge that can be acquired through the exploitation of technology stands young people in good stead to set the ball rolling to become business people. Today, one needs only to access a search engine and tons of information on a diverse array of fields come gushing out. Business models and product development can literally be now self-taught online. Whereas limited availability and access to markets for products was a major disincentive for entrepreneurs of the recent past, that is no longer the case today. Through the power of social media and e-commerce, the entire globe has now become one big marketplace. And a product displayed or advertised on the new media platform in one part of the world can reach millions of people in distant lands within an instant and at minimal cost. This has made it possible for diverse markets to be reached at the click of a button. Africa holds potential in this regard. Available data suggests commendable progress in the deployment of these technologies as a tool for promoting entrepreneurship and business in general on the continent. Increased technology deployment and digital uptake ensured that before COVID-19, Africa was recording the fastest rate of new broadband connections in the world. Mobile data traffic was projected to rise by 700% between 2017 and 2020. E-commerce was growing in leaps and bounds in Africa, and our population was becoming more and more reliant on online retailing. We need to leverage this level of growth to catalyze economic development in ways that we have not done before. There's an upsurge in fintech startups, payment platforms, and all the other digital instruments for completing transactions. If these existing and emerging opportunities can prove ultimately beneficial to our youth in the drive for entrepreneurship, they must be anchored in policy response and designs that enable them to thrive. Deliberate steps must be taken at the governmental and policy level to increase the cadre of youth entrepreneurs exponentially. Among others, a more favorable economic and business climate must be created to engender the growth of small businesses set up by adventurous young people. Fiscal policies must incentivize and not detract from this endeavor. Entrepreneurship training must occupy a more prominent place in our educational curriculum, so that its values and tenets are inculcated in our young people at an early enough age in order to pique their and sustain their interest. For those of us in Africa, we must move from mere rhetoric on South-South cooperation to tangible steps that ensure its realization. Intra-African trade must be high on the agenda, and the work that has started with the establishment of the African Continental Free Trade Area must be seen to fruition to promote trade and commerce on the continent. Under the African Continental Free Trade Area, ACFTA, 55 countries with a combined GDP of over $3.4 trillion seek to work together to broaden opportunities for shared growth and prosperity for Africa and the rest of the world. Currently, trade amongst Africa is estimated at a mere 11%. It is intended under the AFCTFA within the next couple of decades to increase that amount of trade from 11% to 50%. This Continental Free Trade Area, for all its benefits, must not gloss over the importance of small and medium enterprises, mostly set up by young entrepreneurs, even as we explore an expanded market and attract foreign direct investments. Small and medium enterprises have held the fort for Africa and readily provide a haven for youth entrepreneurs, and will continue to do so into the foreseeable future. The AFCTFA must ensure more robust protection of intellectual property rights for young African entrepreneurs, even as we partner with already matured businesses. It will also need the support of the African Union for greater integration to allow for greater labor mobility across Africa to support countries in need of critical human resources. As the Continental Free Trade Area opens the space for free movement of goods and services across the continent, so must visa-free travel be encouraged to open the space for the movement of labor and skills across the African region. Unfortunately, of the 55 African countries, for most of them, if you're an African in one country and you want to travel to another, you need a visa. And this makes it difficult for skills and labor to move freely across the continent. To further create room for more young entrepreneurs to sprout, structural reforms leading to the diversification of our economies and production base and the attraction of investment into industry, agribusiness, the digital sector, and tourism especially must be accelerated. Many governments are striving to create jobs and increase employment rates, but innovation and greater efforts are urgently required in this regard. There are examples of such programs in Ghana that achieved modest but impressive success, which can be emulated elsewhere for greater effect. We quickly realized in Ghana that increased government funding for startups and existing youth-led businesses contributed to entrenching entrepreneurial culture among young people, leading to desirable outcomes. Through a new initiative dubbed the Youth Enterprise Support Initiative, when I was president, we were able to fund and support scores of youth-led businesses in the areas of agriculture, agribusiness, manufacturing, and the service industry. In addition to this, the Youth Enterprise Support Initiative built one of the largest greenhouse enclaves in sub-Saharan Africa for the production of vegetables and other agricultural products, all within a frame time of 26 months. This led to job creation for many young people and spurred interest in modern agricultural techniques. We also, through the Accra Digital Center, provided incubation hubs across the country where young budding entrepreneurs could access to hone their skills and test their ideas through business clinics, skills training and development, and apprenticeships or internships. The YES program also facilitated interagency coordination to support and streamline youth-led businesses. It enhanced and facilitated the export potential of goods and services from such youth-led businesses. One of the major problems that the youth face is the bureaucracy that's involved in setting up their businesses. You have to go to the Registrar General, you have to go to the Tax, Ghana Revenue Authority, you have to go to several different institutions to be able to register a simple business. So the purpose of this program, the YES, was to get a one-stop shop where young people could be helped to get all these registrations done in the shortest possible time. A young entrepreneur established a company called Ashiba Enterprise with support from the Youth Enterprise Support Initiative. Thanks to this intervention, she was able to increase her production capacity and subsequently hired over 200 women, up from the 45 she had before the program. Ashiba currently exports 6,000 cartons of shea butter of 12.5 kilograms each every quarter to the US, the UK, EU, and other African countries. And this is just one example. Imagine the vast economic impact that thousands of similar companies could have on not only the Ghanaian but the African economies if they followed this example. It is important, however, to carefully consider the design and implementation of such programs to ensure their viability, impact, and sustainability. In Ghana, we have had the regrettable experience of hastily crafted and implemented youth entrepreneurship programs promptly fizzling out due to several missteps. Often, many of these government-backed initiatives primarily benefit a narrow group of well-connected individuals, leaving out the larger portion of the youthful population who lack such connections, resources, and opportunities. The initiatives are often seen as favoring supporters of political parties or individuals with access to political networks, rather than providing equal opportunities to all young entrepreneurs. And this is what we must guard against. Some of these government programs also lack robust funding arrangements to ensure their sustainability. Analysts also highlight a lack of youth representation and consultation in the design and decision-making process of some of these initiatives. Young people's voices and perspectives are often not adequately considered, leading to a disconnect between the programs and the realities of the young people they aim to empower. Also, some youth entrepreneur programs fail to address regional disparities adequately. They focus mainly on urban areas, leaving the rural youth marginalized and without adequate support and opportunities. And so when you design these programs, it must cover every part of the country, taking into regard the peculiarities of rural, urban, and all those other bottlenecks. Another hindrance of such initiatives is a lack of diversification of the economy, which can stifle entrepreneurial innovation in unexplored areas. I wish to state in conclusion that the youth remain perhaps our most valuable resource. Their energies, their aspirations, and their knack for innovation, when married to the innumerable opportunities that a rapidly evolving world offers, can unfold endless possibilities that will push the frontiers of economic growth, especially for us in the developing world. It is incumbent, therefore, on all of us to realize and tap that potential in a deliberate and structured manner in order that we achieve optimal progress for all. I thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.
Okay, how's it going? Good, okay, great. Yeah, this, I don't know if this is going to be the part that Otney was talking about buckling up for, but we'll go through it. So thank you everyone so much for joining us today. As Otney mentioned, my name is Matthew Martel, the CEO of the Black Business Initiative, as well as Businesses Jam and Youth Charity. I'm truly honored to welcome you to the Unlocking Economic Development Through Youth and Entrepreneurship Breakfast with our esteemed guest, His Excellency John Mahama. Today we gather to explore the critical role that youth entrepreneurship plays in driving economic growth. And as CEO of the Black Business Initiative, I take immense pride in the work we've accomplished over the years. So we stand, as was mentioned, as the longest serving Black business development organization in Canada. And we've served organizations across Canada for that entire time. So our mission is clear. We aim to positively influence Black business culture, and we do that by promoting and supporting the growth of Black-owned businesses. We're passionate about providing the tools necessary for individuals to achieve financial independence, improve their standard of living, and expand their career opportunities. I also want to give a special recognition to our COO, Shiadza Jones, as well as my amazing executive assistants somewhere, probably working away, Shiadza Nema, Amber Gross, and Precious Famalusi, as well as the broader team, including Maureen, the manager of Businesses Jammin', our staff, and our board. So in closing, I'd like to express my gratitude once more and wish all of you an enjoyable and insightful session. All of the work that went into planning, the food, the singer, Owen Sound, that was amazing. And really it takes a lot of effort to pull something like this together. So again, I really appreciate my team. I appreciate everyone's time here today. And I hope that you get a lot of value from the words that His Excellency John Mahama will say today. Thank you.
I am not that tall, Matt. So we're just going to go ahead and move along by getting remarks from the Black Business Initiative Board Chair, Joe Paris.
Good morning. As Otney has mentioned, I am Joe Paris, the chair of the Black Business Initiative Board. I want to extend a warm welcome to all of you today as we gathered and celebrate the incredible work the Black Business Initiative has done and the importance of unlocking economic development through youth entrepreneurship. It's an immense honor for me to stand before you as the chair of this remarkable organization, one that has been at the forefront of empowerment and positive change for our community. I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to serve and support this vital mission. Over the past 27 years, the Black Business Initiative has been an unwavering beacon of hope and progress. It has tirelessly championed the cause of the black business entrepreneurs and businesses, pushing for economic growth, social justice within our community. Through its various programs and initiatives, BBI has enabled countless individuals to pursue their entrepreneurial dreams, to create opportunities for themselves, and most importantly, to nurture and empower the strong, young black leaders who are our future. The impact of BBI cannot be overstated. It has fostered economic empowerment, reduced disparities, and contributed to more equitable society. BBI's focus on education, mentorship, access to capital, and advocacy for black businesses has been instrumental in driving change. It has been a driving force behind a wave of prosperity and innovation, creating a more vibrant and inclusive business landscape while actively engaging and supporting our youth. As we gather here today, it is vital to acknowledge that our work is far from complete. The struggles of the past continue to shape the present, and new challenges arise every day. The importance of the work that BBI does, particularly in building and empowering our young black leaders, cannot be overstated. The future of our communities and the next generation of black entrepreneurs depend on our commitment to continuing this work. In the words of the prolific black leader Martin Luther King Jr., time is always right to do what is right. These words resonate deeply within the mission of the Black Business Initiative. We must continue to do what is right, to push for what is more just and for a more just and inclusive society, and to support black businesses as they thrive, all while investing in the future by nurturing the potential of our young leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, our youth are not just our leaders of tomorrow. They are the leaders of today. We must invest in their education, mentorship, and opportunities. BBI recognizes this and is committed to empowering the next generation, ensuring that they have the tools and support they need to succeed. Our young black leaders are innovators, advocates, and visionaries, and they hold the key to our future we envision. To all of the dedicated members, partners, and supporters of BBI, I extend my heartfelt gratitude. It is our dedication and the commitment that make this organization's work possible. Together, we can and will make a lasting impact on the lives of so many and the future of our communities, with strong emphasis on empowering our youth. Thank you all for being here today to celebrate the past, present, and future of the Black Business Initiative and our clients. Our presence and support are invaluable. Your presence and support are invaluable. And I look forward to an incredible progress we will achieve together, alongside the bright young leaders who will shape our future. Our journey continues, and together we will leave a lasting legacy of progress and empowerment. Thank you, and enjoy today's activities.
Thank you so much, Joe. The time has arrived for something that we did promise you, which is food. I'm sure people are starving at this point. So we'd like to invite you to start going ahead to serve yourself with the hot buffet that we have. But before we do that, I'd like the COO office.
Good morning to you all. Very grateful for the opportunity to be able to say grace for the food that we're about to eat, and many thanks to the Western Nova Scotian for food. All right, if we may bow our heads down and pray, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you, Lord, for this time that we have to come together, oh God, for a morning of learning, of sharing, of networking, and of inspiration. We ask, O Lord, that this may be a time of great wisdom where we all get to learn and share with one another, O Lord. And ask, O God, that you may use each and every one of us as a vessel for learning and sharing with one another, O God, so that we may be able to use what we take, O God, from this morning to grow our youth entrepreneurs, to grow our businesses, and to continue to just expand in everything that we do. For the food that is before us, we ask that you may bless it to our bodies and to your service. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
All right, folks, you will notice that you are all seated at numbered tables. So just for matters of order, we would like for you to go by the order in the table of which you're sitting to go and serve yourself the hot breakfast, starting with table number 1 over here, and we can proceed from there. Thank you so much.
Interesting exhibition. It tells the story of the black communities in Halifax, the North American continent, and I had known about Halifax, but I get a deeper understanding of everything, seeing the role that the black people played in the First World War, Second World War, and also the discrimination and racism that they faced. This is an eye-opener, and I'm glad that I was able to come to the Black Cultural Center. If you look at the migratory routes, some of them were sent here from Jamaica because they had rebelled against British colonialism, and they were called the Maroons, and so some of them settled here in Halifax. Others were brought from America because they wanted freedom, and slavery was still prevalent in America until the American Civil War took place. So some migrated to Halifax, and they've built a thriving community here, well respected, and I think that the resilience of the black community here is an example to Africans everywhere in the diaspora. Kente has become the symbol of the African wherever he finds himself in the world, and we must be very proud of our Kente cloth. The fact must be something that we continue to preserve. I know that in places like China, they've tried to mass produce it, but you will never get an authentic Kente cloth unless it is woven properly, especially when you get it from the Kente weavers in Ghana. So I'm proud to see Kente here representing the African cloth, and I think that all blacks and Africans everywhere in the world identify with this cloth.
Thank you so much, His Excellency John Mahama, for such great insights on the things that are taking place back in the African continent and tying it into youth entrepreneurship here in Halifax as well, because same kinds of topics that you are bringing up are some of the things and barriers that the youth entrepreneurs are also facing here. So thank you so much for the insights there. As we move along with the program, I'm going to invite the Executive Director of Black Cultural Center to also give some remarks, Russell Gross. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. Everyone's not awake, it's a breakfast. Good morning, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Russell Gross. I'm the Executive Director of the Black Cultural Center, and just wanted to give a few remarks on the importance of today and what we all took part in today. His Excellency John Mahama is here in our fair province for the first time, and we welcome him here, and your words this morning were inspiring. In particular, I took the quote that you had there, problems are not stop signs, and that should be a testament to all of us. This week here in our province, the University of King's College, Dalhousie University, and the Black Cultural Center have been holding a conference called the University Studying Slavery Conference. And we're so pleased to be able to partner with the BBI and for their support in allowing us to invite His Excellency to our province. And it is a strong power of partnership between our organizations. And it's through that partnership of our organizations that we can make our community stronger, our province stronger, not only culturally but also economically. And on behalf of Teresa, Tally, my notes here are reading them off a cell phone, so that's new for me. And the screen, of course, went to sleep. Teresa Rajak Tally, who is the Vice Provost for Equity and Inclusion of Dalhousie, is here, and I'd like her to stand as one of the organizers. And of course, we also were partnered with the University of King's College, the President and Vice Chancellor, Bill Leahy, who couldn't be here this morning, but on his behalf and behalf of the Black Cultural Center, once again, we thank you for your attention this morning. We thank you for participating in this wonderful event. And, you know, there's so many great messages that we can learn from what was shared with us this morning. You know, our youth are our future, and, you know, economic development and business growth is the key for us to have sustainable communities. So again, enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks once again for your support in being at this special event.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gross. I just wanted to bring your attention to, I believe everyone has this card in front of them on your tables. This is basically our Businesses Jamming, which is our charity cohort within the Black Business Initiative. So you do have the opportunity, as this is the charity that helps the youth entrepreneurs in their journeys of creating their businesses and seeking help and resources. So you have the opportunity to donate if you so please to do so. I would like to bring your attention to our screen coming up soon, just to give you a little taste, I suppose, pun intended, and you'll see why, to one of our youth entrepreneurs who is within the city. She's actually here today, Megan Simmons, who is moving strides within the city with her business, Halifax Charcuterie, and just to kind of see why we are doing these kinds of things. So please enjoy this little snippet of one of our youth entrepreneurs in the city of Megan Simmons of Halifax Charcuterie.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.